Hi y'all, Sarah Traub here. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my video today. I've been wanting to put this project out there for a while, my glitter and epoxy desk, and I just haven't really got the opportunity until now. So I'm excited to share it with you. If you're enjoying some of these tutorials and projects that I'm putting out there, please like this video and subscribe. That is your way to be able to help support my channel, and it is much appreciated. Thanks! I did want to point out during this project, I was using all of the proper safety precautions when using epoxy. I did choose to momentarily take off my mask so that way you could hear and understand the tutorial and the things I was explaining. But once I was not filming, I definitely had mask, proper ventilation. I even had a fan going, doors and windows open. And with epoxy, I do highly suggest and recommend that you check out your safety data sheets for any chemicals that you are using while crafting. And you can also contact individual companies or go on their website for the proper types of safety procedures for the product. So with this video, we did not include any amounts of epoxy or dimensions on the wood desk. My husband kind of just came up with the idea of the desk and kind of sketched it out and threw it together on a whim, so we didn't really have the dimensions set in stone or any plans we could offer you all. And the epoxy amount, I'm sure my project is going to be a different size from whatever you're working on, so we didn't include those amounts as well. But this right here is the water putty that my husband used, and it filled in like the cracks and the crevices in between the 2x4s. And then we just sanded that down and primed and painted over top of it. It worked really well. Hi all! I'm going to slip around my desk over here. This is my handy dandy new desk that my husband built for me for my craft room that I'm making over in our new place. You know, new places always have projects. So we purchased a home. We moved in, I've got my walls painted, he just hung pegboard, and now he built me some desks. He's building two, this is one of the two, and I painted the surface last night with my 8-year-old helped me paint it, and then I wanted to do a craft with the new StaCraft glitter line. So if StaCraft, you can purchase it on 651vinyl.com. I'm going to glitter epoxy the top of my desk, so it's going to have a nice smooth finish by the time I'm done with it. But I'm going to use the teal blue color called Surfside. So 651vinyl.com, they carry the StaCraft brand of glitter, and it has all these ocean theme names and stuff to it, which I love the beach and I love the ocean and all that. So I love their glitter line. It is a gorgeous, extra blingy, beautiful glitter, and I'm super excited to do this project. Now, I'm going to do 3 layers. I'm using Pro Marine Epoxy. You can find that online as well. I'm gonna set this down here off my desk. And the first layer, I'm gonna stick my hands in it. Why not? Look at this. Here, I'm gonna come up so you can see. Look at this. This is, oh, I don't know if you can see it. No. This is the epoxy. I've already got it. It's mixed a 1-to-1 ratio, so 1 part to 1 part equally. And then I've mixed in about 4 ounces of glitter, so it's a little bit more than like a bottle and then some of the, so this color I'm using is Surfside. And I'm going to use it in my first layer. I'm just going to go ahead and start pouring it on. And the wonderful thing about Pro Marine is it just kind of levels itself out. You do kind of have to like spread it around a little. So I got my protective gloves on. I've got some windows open. I've got some doors open, so I have some good ventilation. And let's see, I'm just going to get this on here. So this color Surfside, I'm going to come back after Surfside dries, just trying to get all the good glittery bits out of the bottom here. After Surfside dries, I'm going to come back over and I'm going to do a second color of glitter, which is a little bit transparent. So it's going to allow that this bottom color to kind of shine through. But the second color I'm using is called Mermaid Kisses on the StaCraft line. And again, you can find those colors at 651vinyl.com. And I am just using my hand here. I'm sure there's some fancy tool I could use. Now I masked my edges. I just used a regular old masking tape. I used the cheap stuff. I didn't even use the good blue kind or the green kind. Excuse me. And I'm just giving this edge, being really careful, smearing it around. I did make sure that my desk was level underneath before I started spreading this around, this glittery goodness. And so it is all leveled out. So this, I shouldn't have like a big chunk in one corner of my epoxy and my glitter. The second color I'm using is Mermaid Kisses. It's like an opaly, iridescent-y, shiny, little bit translucent color. And I actually chose these two colors because I was making a glitter tumbler with them, and I thought the glitter tumbler was so pretty. I wanted to do something a little bit bigger with the project. And also this this tabletop, this desk, we just kind of made it inexpensive. We just kind of threw it together. Honestly, we're the type, I didn't even sand it good or make it all smooth on the edges and stuff. So this right here will just add a nice smooth flat surface on the top. It'll fill in the screw holes and stuff, but we just made it with some 2x4s. So, you know, fairly inexpensive project for a desk. He's making me 2 of them, so I'm doing like a little corner desk area. So I am going to get this good and spread around, and once it dries, I will show you guys the second layer too, because I mean, you've got to see the Mermaid Kisses also. So again, StaCraft glitter. They have an awesome new line on 651vinyl.com. You can purchase the StaCraft line there. And I encourage you to go check it out. Find your favorite mix. And, you know, start off with a smaller project if you like. You can go in and do an acrylic keychain or a tumbler or something like that, and just kind of test around, play around with what colors combos you like, or if you just want one color. I almost went with the one of the holographic silver colors. I don't have the name right here in front of me, but it was a really pretty holographic silver, and that would look awesome on a desk as well. So I'm gonna smear this around, let it dry, and then invite you all to come back and see the next layer. Bye guys. Bye. Hi y'all, Sarah Traub here. So I have a little bit different camera set up today. I got my work clothes on, my work gloves. As you can see, I've been playing in the glitter. So my husband built me this awesome desk. I'm gonna step around to the other side of it. And I've got my first layer of epoxy and glitter down. The glitter brand is StaCraft, and you can purchase it at 651vinyl.com. And the color I used for this first layer is Surfside. Now the second layer, I want to have like this opal iridescent-y look over top of it. I'm going to show you. So I've got it mixed up here. Let me get a scoop. I think you can see this color. It's kind of a little bit translucent. So this color is Mermaid Kisses by StaCraft Glitter, and I've got it mixed into my epoxy and ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and pour this on. I already have my desk still taped off from where I put the first coat on. And I've got this squeegee. It's just an old one. It's going to be trash by the time I'm done with it because the epoxy is going to stick to whatever surface it gets on. So I'm scraping out. I just had a bucket, little paint stir stick here to get the extra yummy goodness from the bottom. Yay! Looking good. Okay, so I've got this all on my desk. I'm going to take the squeegee and just kind of spread it over. Now, I'm still going to do one more coat on this, one more layer of epoxy, and my last and final layer would just be a layer of clear, because the glitter itself is going to have a little bit of texture because it's mixed into the epoxy, so you're going to be able to feel it a little bit bumpy, and I want my desk to be smooth. So I'm going to come back in with one final just thin layer of clear to go over top to take away any bumps from the glitter. So anyway, I am going to finish this up. I will come back when I am, this is dried, and I'm adding the final coat of clear. Bye, guys. So you can see here, I'm adding this layer of clear over top. That's just because that last opalescent layer of Mermaid Kisses glitter had a slight bumpy texture in places, and I wanted my desk perfectly smooth. So I'm adding that little bit of clear on top. It'll kind of work its way out to the edges some, but I did come back in with a shim that I had out in the garage. Just used it kind of like a squeegee. I had to use something that I could just throw away when I was done. I do not suggest using the shim though. I did get a couple little wood pieces that broke off while I was using it. Here's the shim that you can see that I'm using to just kind of work the epoxy to the corners and to the edge. So there is a little bit of a lip, and it was sharp on the edge. So I just came in with my sanding bit on my Dremel tool, and I just kind of buffed out that little sharp edge. And then I came back with my final coat of clear and just brushed that on, and then it gave a glossy look to these rough areas. So you can see here, I've gone through the whole edge. I had to clean it off. It was kind of dusty. But then when I did that real thin last final layer, then you can see it was fine. The edge glossed back up again, and I love how it turned out. So here's that edge. You can see it's glossy once again, and there it is in my craft room. So thank you so much for joining me for my project. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comment section below. Bye!